I'm up to JoAnne, and I know she's anxious to get up here.
What I'd like to go through today is to tell you who PearsonVue is, what our history is with DVPR. We have a very extended, good relationship with them. What the examination process is going to be from registration clear through to the score reporting. Share with you some candidate satisfaction survey results. I'll talk about that in a few minutes, and then answer any questions that you have. Feel free, this is interactive. I'm open to questions as we go through the process. Who is PearsonVue? PearsonVue is an $8 billion in annual sales, very large company. We were Promisor for a number of years. We were acquired in 2006 by PearsonVue, the purpose of which was for them to expand their regulatory business. They are a national testing company, primarily in the educational testing certification marketplace. They wanted to break into the regulatory services. They tried to do it and found out that it was more difficult than what they thought. So they acquired one of the largest providers of regulatory examinations. We're U.S. owned. We're the largest assessment and testing business with the largest number of U.S. owned and operated test sites across the nation. We have a full test development and psychometric services team, and we have converted over 150 clients from a paper pencil environment to a CBT environment. We have operations in 15 countries, we publish in 17 languages, and we have over 30,800 employees. And that 800 is real important. That was the Promisor addition to PearsonVue. Some of the names that you might be familiar with: Financial Times, Business Day, Penguin Publishing. If you have children in school, my nephew walked up to me and he said, I had my PearsonVue logo shirt on, and he says, "What is that?" I said, "That's who I work for." He pulled out his geometry book, his favorite subject, and said, "Isn't that you?" I said, "Yes." So that's who we are. We currently are the largest provider of regulatory exams. We provide 29 insurance exams, and these are to state agencies. 43 real estate and real estate appraisers. Mortgage brokers and lenders, I just got an email flash, that number just went to 10 today. Emerging market, where we are today, we're going to see much more regulation in that. Nurse aides, 25, cosmetology, 5, home inspectors and contractors, 6, and then our ancillary services, our fingerprinting services, of which we now have 14 clients. We've worked with the DVPR since 1998, and the services that we provide are we receive their daily authorization file from them, which allows us to register a candidate for the exam. We register all applicants either through our call center or through online real-time reservations. We have examination administration in 22 Florida sites, and as Alex alluded to, this is considered a national client. If you have applicants who are attending your training programs from out of state and they want to test in their home state, they can test in their home state. All they have to do is go online, make their reservation, and all of the test sites available to them nationwide will come up. We produce a daily score file for the DVPR, and then of course we have the fingerprinting services. This testing process for the last 10 years represents a cooperative relationship between the state and PearsonVue to guarantee that those who are licensed to practice are minimally competent. What is the process going to be? We've talked a lot about it. I'm not going to talk too much about fees. I'm tired of hearing about them. But first of all, the person has to apply. They have to be determined eligible to sit for the exam. That eligibility file will be sent from PTI to DVPR. DVPR then will transmit it to us. When we receive that daily file, we update the database. I say within 8 hours. It's typically within 2 hours of receipt of the file, but just to be safe, I always say 8 business hours. And then we send out an authorization letter. A candidate does not need to wait for that authorization letter. They can go to the DVPR website to see if they're authorized. Can they go to your website, Cindy? Cindy, can they go to your website? No. So they can go to the DVPR website, see that they're authorized, and go in and go ahead and make their reservation. They can call our customer care line, which is located in Landover, Maryland, and that number is 888-204-62 430, or they can go to our website, which is www.PearsonVue, and that's VUE.com. At the time of reservation, the candidate will be requested to pay a fee. When they make their reservation, they'll be able to select the date, time, and location from our 22 Florida sites, or again, if they want to test outside of the state of Florida, any of the other sites will come up for them to choose. These are the cities that we are located in. So we pretty well cover the state. In our higher populated areas, in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Lake Mary, Tampa, St. Pete, where we get a lot of activity, we have as many as 2 sites in each of those areas. Whoops. Okay. Methods of payment. We accept a credit card, a debit card, an electronic check, or they can do a pre-purchased voucher, which is spoken to more at our website. And for some of you schools, you may be interested in this. What we see is that the schools will include the examination cost in their tuition. They purchase vouchers from us. They hand the candidate a voucher. The problem with that is that voucher is like money. The candidate loses that voucher, they're stuck. But if you're interested in the voucher program, please contact me and I'll direct you on how to order vouchers, etc. Registration confirmation notices are sent via email or U.S. mail. Everyone is encouraged to give an email address because the way our reservation system works is you could call today, conceivably get a reservation tomorrow. If you don't provide us an email address, you're not going to get that confirmation until maybe 5-6 days after you've tested. And so if there's a problem, we want to ensure that everything is correct on that. Your web reference sites, again, are PearsonVue.com and, of course, the DVPR myflorida.com. After making the reservation, as I just stated, the candidate will receive a confirmation notice that will include the date, time, and location of their exam. We encourage all candidates to review this, particularly if they make it online themselves. I've made mistakes, made an airline reservation the other day for someone that I shouldn't have, so it happens. You need to make sure you review that confirmation. It will provide the directions to the test site. It will also tell them their last date to cancel, the time and the date to cancel, and that's very, very, very important. If they make a reservation today to test tomorrow, there's no cancellation. They're locked in for that fee. If they make it for Saturday, they have 48 hours prior to that exam to cancel or change that reservation without penalty. There are some exceptions. There always are. Illness, disabling traffic accident, whatever they are. Cindy and I laugh about this because we've heard them all. And in our case, we're generous. We give them 14 days to get that information to us, so we're very generous. But they need to provide all the documentation, and they can't just get a letter from their wife saying that they were sick that day. Okay? It doesn't work. What to bring with them? They must have 2 forms of signature identification. One must be a government-issued photo ID. Passport, driver's license, military ID, something to that effect. If they do not have those 2 pieces of ID, when they arrive at the test center, they will be dismissed and they will forfeit their examination fee.